Hello, my name is Lena. Welcome to my channel. Last Sunday, I visited the flea market. In front of me on this little plate, you can see what I bought this Sunday. I'll move it aside now, and as always, we'll take a closer look at everything. The first item, as you may have already noticed, is a small jar made using cloisonné enamel technique. My collection has grown. Beautiful enamel, dark blue, red, flowers, birds, and down here birds are flying too. I think they're swallows. I never pass by cloisonné enamel if I have the chance to buy it at a reasonable price. These items are becoming more and more expensive. Next, we have a strand of beads, a material to dismantle. It's howlite, shaped like barrels. A pleasant size, not too big, not too small, and as far as I can tell, strung on a thread with knots. Perfect for summer. I can create more than one beautiful piece of jewelry with it. The strand is quite long. Then I came across this curious little item. I think it's a choker, meant to be worn directly around the neck. There's a clasp, a hook. It seems like someone handcrafted it, but in any case, I'll be taking it apart because it's not very comfortable to wear as is. At first I thought it was a headband, but later I realized it's not. By the way, it's made of very good golden wire. It would be interesting to find such material. It has not lost coating at all. And the beautiful faceted glass beads, perfect for another piece of jewelry. Next, there's a bracelet on an elastic band with two holes. These are gemstones. What do we have here? I think it's rock crystal, jadeite, amethyst, smoky quartz. I want to restring this bracelet with a clasp and add some decorative elements. These beads I bought at the flea market. It's technically a finished piece of jewelry, but the beads are quite large, and in its current form, I think it looks a bit plain as an accessory. The faceting is gorgeous, though. Take a look at these striped beads. They're agate. I understand they're dyed. Stunning beads, but they need to be arranged differently because they're large, and as a necklace, it's quite heavy. There's a clasp, but it's not particularly interesting. The beads themselves, however, are fantastic. I'll definitely use them in some jewelry designs. Finally, I found this little brooch. As you can see, it has some wear, but these cabochons are quite rare. The brooch is vintage, and the cabochons are vintage too. Finding replacements for them would likely be impossible. The cabochons have a flat base. I decided to take it. From the back, it's completely intact. No markings here. The pin and clasp are in place. For now, I'll keep it as it is, but I'm quite sure I won't find cabochons like these. So perhaps it will serve as a donor piece for other jewelry. This is a bracelet on a fabric cord. The details move, adorned with crystals. Such a youthful bracelet. There's a marking here. This is Swarovski, and on the clasp, a swan as well. I think this bracelet needs a companion, something in a silver tone with metallic fittings, because just like this, all alone, it will be lonely. Of course, it needs some accompaniment, but as it is, what a beautiful bracelet. The cord itself is in excellent condition, but the bracelet could use a little enrichment with some partners. What a find! A whole treasure trove of beads. Just look at the color, the shade. Vibrant orange, like Spanish oranges, faceted beads, slightly flattened at the edges, and here, transparent faceted beads. The dividers sparkle magnificently, and the fittings are in acceptable condition. I didn't see any markings here. Or does it just seem that way to me? Maybe I'm mistaken. It still looks quite bright. By the way, write to me with your opinion. What do you think? Should I keep this piece as it is, vibrant and full of life, or should I take it apart and use it for other jewelry pieces? I'll be waiting for your comments. Another brooch, a vintage brooch, a fish. You can see the loss of a few crystals here, but it won't be difficult for me to replace them. I already have them. It seems like a crystal is missing in the eye. A brown one, perhaps? There's a slight wearing off of the coating. A magnificent, simply charming fish. Here's the backside of the brooch. Either the coating has worn off or it's stained with something. I'll get to restoring it a bit later. The pin is intact, no markings. And the last piece of jewelry this Sunday, a bracelet. There are many losses in it. A snake, a crown, a bee, again a crown, again a snake. Obviously a small insert is missing here. Again a bee, again a crown. The crowns alternate between pearls and blue beads. The pearls have lost their coating. They need to be removed and replaced. This bracelet is marked. Quite a rare find at Spanish flea markets. The Art Company, with a copyright symbol. Perhaps one of the most mysterious brands of vintage jewelry. Researchers don't have much information about this company. It is known that Art was founded in New York by Arthur Pepper. In the mid-1940s, the company produced high-quality jewelry, incorporating various styles: Renaissance, Art Deco, Victorian. The exact date when this company ceased to exist is unknown. It stopped making jewelry in the 1970s. Today, art jewelry is considered collectible, and finding it is becoming harder and harder. It's also known that in the 1940s, the company did not mark its pieces. In the 1950s, the marking was simply art, and starting in 1955, the name was accompanied by a copyright symbol. We can assume that this bracelet was made sometime between 1955 and 1970. I am absolutely delighted. A rare find for Spanish flea markets. I will definitely work on restoring this bracelet. So, what have I done in the meantime? I once showed you a strand of glass beads found at a flea market. At first glance, it looked like pure watermelon glass, iridescent glass, but after washing them, it became clear that the iridescent coating was only on the surface. That film easily peels off, and beneath it, transparent glass free-form beads emerged. So I decided to turn them into jewelry. A small choker necklace, like a shoemaker without shoes. I have always loved the combination of different metal colors, black and gold, and yet I didn't have jewelry like that myself. So I made myself a choker. It features two tones of metal fittings. The rings, they come from a dismantled chain with small flower-shaped engravings, all textured. The black rings are textured too. I showed you a huge spool, 10 meters of this chain, and here the beads from that little packet are used. A choker sitting snugly around the neck. I added this clasp. And the clasp comes with its own tag. Are these flowers or bees? Well, there's something sketched on it. Crystals sparkling. That's the little choker I made for myself. I think I will gladly wear this piece of jewelry this season. It seemed a bit lonely. It needs something more. I absolutely must create a matching set. And so I made a bracelet. Let me take off my masterpiece. I absolutely love this bracelet. So, first, I created an exact replica, one row, just like the choker, but I wanted two versions of the bracelet, and I wanted some pendants. Then I thought, why not combine two different rows into one bracelet? No one is stopping me, and here's what I got. A bracelet with these dangling glass beads, and this pendant, a heart with crystals, white enamel inside. The bracelet itself is double-rowed, very cheerful. I've already worn it, and it caught some looks. Of course, I also had to make earrings. Let me try to pick them up carefully. Here they are. I created an asymmetrical design. Just switched some elements around. On one earring, the glass bead hangs at the very bottom. On the other, I placed it on top. I simply mirrored the placement of the elements, so the earrings turned out asymmetrical, a perfect match for this set. Well, that's it for today's episode. I'd love to hear your comments about this necklace. Your thoughts would be very interesting to me. And with that, I say goodbye to you. Take care. Goodbye. See you in the next video.